Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where it's time for the first in a series of occasional videos that we're calling the Revenge Tour, where we're going back to old duties from prior expansions where we did not clear them to our satisfaction, and we're clearing them to our satisfaction, starting off with Bahamut Turn 9, where we were not able to clear it synced before, mostly due to time constraints and because this is a really difficult and janky fight. I'm not going to go over too much detail about how the fight works. There are plenty of people out there who have put out fantastic guides that I could not possibly live up to. I will go over a few details about how we're solving a few mechanics. First up is clock spots. We've got our A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 clock spots around the arena. Tanks are on A and C, healers are on A and B, or sorry, on B and D, not A and B. DPS are on 1, 2, 3, and 4. A and C are moved in a little bit for a mechanic in Phase 3 called Heavensward. A and C are the safe spots to stand for Heavensward. That'll make sense when you see it. We are largely doing one-tank strategies for the first half of the fight. Not really too much need to do tank swaps just with how gear sync works. Gear is very powerful nowadays compared to this fight, so tank swaps aren't too necessary. In terms of specific mechanics, we're not really worried about Lunar Dynamo because we do enough DPS that we basically skip Lunar Dynamo in the first phase. When we get to Golems, what we are doing is we are using a clock spot strategy. You can see there are 6 fingers and 6 triangles on the outside edge of the ring in the middle of the arena. We're using those as drop spots for meteors. Meteors will come down right after a Stardust cast from the boss. So we use those fingers and those triangles as where to drop the meteors. When we move on to Lunar Golems, we drop those in the middle of the 3 circles in the center of the arena. And yeah, we're just dropping any meteors in whatever meteor drop spots are closest to our clock spots, while also being available with no meteors already on them. And it has worked pretty well. Sometimes RNG will screw us, but it's not too hard to adapt to just RNG. I have historically grabbed the blue golem here. Just colorblindness means so blue is the only one I can consistently identify, and then everyone else has their own assigned golems. My primary partner Thabita will take one of the golems, and then one of our melee DPS will take the third. And of course, make sure you eat all the meteors before you kill the golems, or you're gonna wipe. If you don't know how this fight works, I highly recommend going to look at a guide. I am not going to go into detail just because there's so much happening. Anything for Phase 3 and 4 we need to take care of. For Phase 3, we're setting range DPS to focus on the ads, while everyone else, especially melee DPS, will focus on the boss. It's just much easier that way. We do enough DPS so we don't need to send all the DPS onto the ads, and it lets us keep some DPS going on Nael, which makes things a lot simpler. For the elements mechanic in Phase 4, we kind of do the standard solution of out, in, out, in. We have all moved our debuff lists to be in a very visible space on screen. I moved it to be like right in the middle of the screen, right next to Satora. And then for dive bombs, I want to say we're using standard strategies. If there's a dragon at the north end of the arena, we go to marker 1. If there's a dragon at the south end of the arena, we go to marker 2. If both of those spots have no dragons, we go to marker 3. And then when the green marker appears to indicate dive bombs, everyone except the dive bomb marker runs across the arena. And then once the marker disappears, dive bomb runs across the arena. And if that doesn't make sense, I highly recommend looking up guides for this fight. There's so much happening. People have made far better guides than I could possibly dream to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually leave you here. We're almost into Phase 3, and the music picks up there, so I want to let you listen to that. Enjoy. I'll see you back after the end of the fight. There was much screaming and much rejoicing when we finally cleared this fight. It's a very fun fight, if extremely jank, especially with how the meteors work, and I hate dive bombs. I did screw up that second dive bomb. I misjudged where it was being aimed. That was on me. But otherwise, our strategies all came out really clean, and I'm really excited about that. These will be going up occasionally as our team's able to clear out the old duties one by one. Next up is going to be Ultimate Extreme on mine.